starting on defense, so we'll get to see what Danny Karlinski does in the first point.
Offensive line for Sockeye: Kosednar, Wallace, Karlinski, Holt, Caldwell, Vero Titcomb, and Matt Rader. Holt brings it down. Right away to Karlinski. Flood play up to Wallace, back to Karlinski. Karlinski dumps to Wallace. Up the field to Mike Caldwell. Caldwell pumps the backhand huck. Puts it to Matt Rader. Rader guarded by Austin Gregerson. Dumps to Holt. Holt in the middle of the field, just past midfield. Karlinski with it now, marked by Salvia. To Wallace. Wallace around to Vero Titcomb. Vero Titcomb inside break to Mike Caldwell, and Sockeye scores the first point of the finals. Very quick movement from Sockeye. Nobody had the disc past all five.
And really break heavy in that red zone.
The only time that anyone had the
Johnny Bravo's offense.
Clore, Westbrook, Ream, Farrell, Ackley, Mickle, and Krug. Watching that last game. Over Jake Anderson. This time Farrell takes it in the middle of the field, marked by Eddie Feely.
Sockeye, a little 3-3-1 to stop that first play. Man on the handlers, a nice wall, and Josh Ackley going deep.
Sam Harkness elevates and gets it deep. That throw a little low coming from Ackley. Harkness up the line to Reed Koss. 2 times yesterday we saw Reed Koss immediately off a turn throw for the end zone. And here he puts it to Frank Barrick. It works out. Barrick to Joe Sefton. Sockeye scores. Gets the first break of the game. Chomp, chomp, chomp. Blood is in the water. Sockeye up 2-0.
Yeah, both teams, especially on defense, are going to want to rely.
To see if the defenses adjust to try to slow down the long games of these two offenses.
You know, I really wonder, Lou, and we didn't test this, but it's clearly windy up where we are and at the level of the flags, but I'm wondering if maybe on some of those low throws down in the stadium there isn't a little bit less wind. Because certainly those have been fairly successful in both directions.
Yep. Something we'll have to keep an eye on. The throwers certainly seem to be cautious with what they're doing. Vertical stack from the Kiwis. Slow developing.
Long swing.
The Kiwis are stranded quite deep. Not much there. A high stall forehand. It's just
push up the line, and it really, you know, it was clearly a high stall throw. Just trying to get rid of it, not in his own backfield.
Nose to Tanaka. Little flip underneath. The Japanese moving easily into space. Another huck. This one's going to be well defended. That time the thrower did not manage the wind particularly well. Vertical stack from the Kiwis. Really classic offense, split cuts out of the back. Hammer in this wind, a bit bold. Volcic brings it down, finds Fishman. Fishman puts up a big forehand outside in. Again, the wind giving the Kiwi throwers here lots of trouble. Looked great, and a little gust got up underneath the disc and drug it long.
That was really an excellent, excellent job of poaching off the back by Japan. And I almost thought that Japanese defender actually misread it. And
so they're looking off resets on stalling 2 and 3 and then getting in trouble on 6 and 7.
Yeah, I agree. I think also that long Kiwi stack is allowing Japan, especially on gathering the underneath cuts, to really be able to see those unders coming and adjust to them, really, given a lot of time.
Kiwis again choosing to play backhand here out of the break, and the Japanese making great use of the backhand force and the wind to just chip, chip, chip after about 10 throws. They're maybe 20 yards out. And they're going to have to reset, coming back into the middle of the field. Another little backhand flip. 4-1 Japan. Pick called. And Furuzawa is going to send it back. Kichikawa on the goal line.
Oh, and a tough turnover. Just rushed the throw a little bit after a really quick pivot to the backhand side. Threw it behind his receiver. So a lucky break here for the Kiwis. We're going to see them trying again on this downwind side, and again they go vert. And I would characterize this as a little bit longer than you might want going this direction.
Big hammer to start. Wide open receiver and rush throw for a turnover.
Yeah, I'm not sure in that situation. Thrower chose to throw a flick. Not traditionally what you think of as throwing to a wide open receiver, going to float out into space kind of throw. Possibly working upwind with the spread.
Tanaka walking it up. Working those little small backhands. Finds a little motion on the inside cut. Back around. The Kiwis have adjusted to really contain those deep cuts, forcing the Japanese to throw a lot of passes. A lot of yelling from the Kiwis. Reset on the push pass. Right back to the same spot.
There's
backhand inside out
backhand
across the field.
Wow, that is a really great throw.
Hitting number 9, Furuzawa Takanori in stride.
Similar concept there from the Japanese, really taking advantage, which isn't something you see most of the time in the spread, but really taking advantage of a round side huck, whether, in that case it was an inside out backhand huck that again used the wind perfectly to get out there quick and then turn over and float for the receiver. We also saw a similar
on the field for a second time. Chris Sedner, Spencer Wallace, Danny Karlinski. I believe that's Virotic come down. Adam Holt, Jacob Speidel, and Moses Rifkin. Jimmy Mickle with the pull.
Jimmy Mickle with the pull.
That one comes back in, floating out the outfield. And Sakai almost immediately burning up the sideline, finding Jacob Speidel wide open in the end zone.
Sakai takes the lead 3-1.
Sakai is up 3-1.
that should be a turnover.
Like revolver, like you're going to say you're going to throw a floater, a stall 8 floater.
A win for the revolver D, I think.
To Sherwood and Levy, they should come down with it.
They should come down with it. Hampel does a great job to body Levy out. Really doesn't worry or need to worry too much about Sherwood. Sherwood overplays it. He's able to get the back door open, grab it.
Rasmussen tries to find Cahill going deep. And the throw's low over the top of the stack. Germany with the opportunity for a break.
And just a miscue.
Dropped by Burr.
Good inside-out throw.
Cahill wants to slow down. He's going to back away from the disc. Kittredge isolated, runs out. Wiseman. Nice poach by the German D in the middle of the field. Simon with the disc. Rasmussen. Simon. Cahill. Backhand trap from the Germans. Simon. Cahill extends a give-go. Simon reaches for him. Cahill's not going to get there.
You know, I'm not sure that working.
And he misplaced the throw a little. I think if he'd brought that throw a little to the forehand side of the field, it would have been much easier for Robbie.
Robbie was definitely open going away. Second chance here for the German defense.
Okay.
This would be a big break.
Pull to Rettler. Bachmann. Bachmann goes deep. Young. Simon in for the D. Simon goes up over the top. Nice block by Simon.
Might be a foul call.
A little bit of contact there at the end. Maybe Simon on the follow through. Here we see him go up. He's going to swat that disc, and that arm's going to come down, hit Young in the face.
I'm not sure there's a foul call there.
I'm not sure there's a foul
I think
call.
It's just
that
contact.
Looks to me like a lost contact lens.
Yeah.
Give credit to Simon, though, for a nice block.
Yeah, great D.
Young on the backhand mark. Simon's able to get around to Cahill. Simon. Rasmussen. Wiseman. Physical D from the Germans. Rasmussen. Kittredge. Cahill. Schlachit. Back to Cahill on probably a pick from the stack. Rasmussen. Kittredge. Rasmussen on the sideline. Cahill. Kittredge. Cahill. Simon sneaks up the line.
Really nice footwork there by Robbie Cahill.
Kind of catches Young looking in on the poach, and
just a little got him just off-centered there with a little shoulder shrug. And you know, another one of the multitude of weapons that Revolver has. You know, we saw on that point they went away.
Revolver and a drop and a huck defended by the Germans, and that was on a Revolver offense versus Germany defense point. Otherwise, it's been a clean slate for these teams.
Yeah, and it will be really interesting. You know, one of the valuable things that Revolver brings for their success is they can grind.
Yes.
You know that they're going to make adjustments and turn it out, sort of turn it on late. It'll be really interesting to see if the Germans can hang with them.
Schlachit. Cahill. Wiseman. Kittredge. Rasmussen. Nice read on the poach. Kittredge. Okay. Yeah, really. How many little flip backhands did we see from the Germans on that point? Four maybe?
5, yeah.
And I just am surprised. Revolver defenders usually so fundamentally sound that they would give that up consistently again and again.
And we might see that from Revolver today. I think this is the first game that they've really been challenged on. And Germany is really putting on quite a show.
Yeah. I think their combined score yesterday was 34-5. Kittredge going out. Cahill looks it off. He's got Weissman underneath.
Great bid by Roz.
Kittredge. Kittredge with a forehand to Cahill. Really nicely done for half.
2 forehand hooks we've seen out of Bo Kittredge. Again, I think he's adding dimension to his game every year.
Yes, and I think it's a